Hello everyone. So today is April 16th, 2020, and we're all still in quarantine in the US. So by the title of this video, you know that I took my NCLEX RN during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I just wanted to share my experience taking the test, how the test center was, what the test was like, what happened, my results, everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this down for a sec. So I took my NCLEX RN April 8th, 2020. I had an original appointment for, and I figured, I know this is everybody's story, like everybody that I've talked to had their, or seen on YouTube, had their test unscheduled, and then they send out this email that says, oh, we just unscheduled your test, no phone number, no reason why, nothing. So that's what happened to me. They unscheduled my original appointment for April 24th, 2020, and I had received that email April 7th at like 3 p.m. And I immediately went back on the testing website and was trying to get another appointment for somewhere around that time, maybe at a different test center, because I had read that they had, closed down certain testing centers and were only making a few available. So I went back immediately to schedule another appointment, and the only thing that they had was for the very next morning at 8 a.m. And I had literally found out around 3 p.m. So I look at my husband and I'm like, well, the only thing they have is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Should I do it? And he's like, yeah, I mean, why not? Go ahead, knock it out. What's worse that could happen? You fail and you have to take it again. So that's what I did. I scheduled it for the very next day, 8 in the morning. I had really bad anxiety. I have failed NCLEX before, and I've been down and sad and, have gone through all the motions of, having to dust yourself off and pick up your books again and, get back to it. I've been there. So even up until this point where, I would test the very next morning, I had been doing questions every, couple, not even every couple of days, but every other day up until this point, I was doing questions, like 75 to 100 questions every other day. And sometimes, I would do like 20 questions on those off days. So not really studying, not getting burned out, but my studying hadn't really started because I felt like I had time. So I was just I felt like I wasn't prepared at all. Well, not that I wasn't prepared at all, because I have taken NCLEX before. But just for this time around, you never know what you're gonna get in taking your NCLEX. So you have to, it's normal to feel like you have to go through all of your systems and all of your kinds of questions, before you sit down and take that exam, because it's a really serious exam. It's not easy. It takes critical thinking. You have to be safe. You have to think quick on your feet, and you have to read in between the lines and all kinds of stuff. So I literally was taking a risk, going and taking this exam. I felt like, because it costs a lot of money, first of all, that stuff's not cheap. So, I'm not really prepared I didn't feel like I was really prepared to take the exam. But long story short, I go into the testing center the very next day. I prayed all the way. I was bumping my gospel. I was singing. I was praising the Lord all the way down to the test center. And when I got there, it was me and 3 other nurses. It was the only testing center open for like a 50-mile radius. So I had to drive about an hour to get there. So they're there, I'm there, we're all getting checked in, the lady's wiping everything down. Everything anyone touches, the lady's wiping down. And so I get there, and usually when I've taken NCLEX before, I ran out of time twice. So I'm a person that likes to take my time, because I was taught, that time was not my, enemy. Only wrong answers were. So I would always take my time doing my NCLEX, and then I would run out of time and never get to finish. And once you run out of time, they grade you from the last 60 questions. And if you're, past like 180 and you're, in your 200s, like that, kind of like that, it's like you're not fully there. Like, so it's not as fair of a system for them to, only grade the last 60, because I essentially would think that I did better in my first 60. And so, yeah. So I take my exam, and it shuts off at 60 questions. Shut off at 60 questions. They had said that they were taking the, the next generation NCLEX questions out. So those were like the I forget what they're called, but they're the questions that don't count against you when you're taking your NCLEX, and there's like 30 of them. So that also helped a lot, that I wasn't wasting my valuable brain power or energy, trying to answer questions that weren't even being counted. So it helped that they took those test questions off, and lowered the time, and kind of tailored it, so that so they know your basics, and that you're safe. So I felt like I knew everything that they asked me. I felt like I had more time. I wasn't, as nervous. I didn't have much of anxiety. And this is really for the people out there who are like me, who are slow test takers, who know your stuff, who are safe and efficient and got really good grades in nursing school, but are the slow test takers, the test takers that were some of the last people in the nursing classroom on exam day, but always came out on top with your good grades. This is a video for you. The changes that they made to this NCLEX really helped to push, us through the door, and to, give us kind of that leg up, and get out here and help, and, be who we were called to be, and live out our dreams. So yeah, I really, I appreciate the NCSBN for making these changes. I have, like I said before, ran out of time on my NCLEX, and this was just the little tweak that I needed to get me through the door. So I would say, if you know, you have failed before, if you've ran out of time, if you've, you know, just, if you've even failed before without running out of time, that this is a good time for you to go and take your NCLEX. Shoot, this is your time to shine, girl or guy. Go ahead, take your NCLEX, get it over with, because I think that if, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, because I literally hated studying. Nursing school burnt me out so bad, like taking HESI and things like that. I felt like a little PTSD, honestly, like from like the intensity of nursing school at the very end. So even going back and being in my books again and having the enthusiasm and the determination, you know, just to be in, you know, be happy about it still and study and things like that, it kind of like simmered down. But I just kept praying and I kept going anyway. I kept studying, and I literally think that God was just with me. He helped me through. I felt like he was in that testing center with me, and you know, I just really give all the glory and honor to God for taking care of his people through this pandemic, and, you know, allowing things to shift and pushing us. You know, hey, God is working in this season, and I'm not saying that, you know, I don't see COVID affecting people and people dying from it or anything like that. This is just really my testimony about being able to keep going after you have fallen so many times. I have fallen so many times. There were times where I would be so excited and thought that, you know, this time that I took my NCLEX would be the time I passed, and I was calling people like, hey, I'm going in, I'm taking it, and they were calling me when I was coming out, and I'd be like, well, we'll know in 2 days. They call me in that 2 days, and then I'd have to tell them I didn't pass. I know what that feels like. I know how sad and depressed it can make you. And I fought, you know, a lot to get to where I am right now. I don't want to make you guys wait. I did pass my NCLEX. I'm sorry. I passed my NCLEX. It cut off at 60 questions. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I felt like I knew everything. I didn't feel like, man, I didn't feel like there was much that I didn't know on that NCLEX. Like, as opposed to me taking it before. I feel like had they done this, you know, had the test just been administered like this before, I'd had no issue. We'd have a lot more nurses practicing, and there wouldn't be a shortage right now, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. Some people are perfectly fine with how NCLEX is administered, and that's fine. I guess it's kind of a experience to where you have to keep taking it until you get a test that's for you, because maybe the first one that they give you is, you know, not tailored to you and what you know. You never know what you're gonna get, so just keep taking it until you get a test that's for you. Don't give up. Do not give up on your dreams. I don't care how many times you have to take this exam. If you can dream it still and you can still see it for yourself in your future, then don't give up. God will see you through as long as you are studying. He said, study to show yourself approved. Keep studying, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant like, oh, I do 180 questions a day. And no, do like 20 questions a day. get you a program that has videos on it that you can constantly like play in your background or play in your car, like Mark Kimlick. Those really helped a lot. Alpha Slice helps a lot. Alpha Slice, he's on YouTube and I believe he's on Instagram. He has videos. Sorry, my leg is itching. Scratch that. But yeah, Alpha Slice has videos on his webinar. And they also have audio to them, so you can go and click on audio and you can play it in your car while you're driving or while you're doing dishes or, you know, just things around the house. So I did that with Mo. And then I also tried, which I thought was really good, was Happy NCLEX with Joan Palmieri, I believe is her name, but she did really good. She taught me how to look at the questions and break them down. So with Joan, she taught me how to read the end of the question first and know what I'm supposed to do first before I go and read what's actually going on. So she was really good if you struggle in that area, like breaking down your questions. I would say sign up with Joan for that. If you're a content person who, you know, needs, you know, help with content, then I would say go and sign up with Alpha Slice. Because he's going to break it down to the ground and make sure you get it, which I really appreciated. That was a really good review for me. One thing I wouldn't do, okay, so this part is basically for the people who are after the COVID-19 pandemic, and this is just a video that you stumble upon. Don't give up on yourself. Invest in a program. For content, I would say do Alpha Slice. For interpreting questions and breaking and problem solving, I would say do Happy NCLEX with Joan. For questions, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cap. I did buy UWorld, but I ended up realizing that it was a total waste of money. Like, it's a total waste of money to buy UWorld. It looks like NCLEX, but that is literally it. It just gives you a screen that looks exactly like NCLEX. Yeah, so for the review, for the QBank that I just use your nursing program should give you an NCLEX book. Use your book and use the online link for your NCLEX book. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best. That's what I did, at least. And my book was Saunders NCLEX, and I signed up on Evolve, and I did questions on Evolve to get ready for my NCLEX. So that's what I did for that. QBanks, if you want to buy them, fine, great for you. But yeah, you don't need to. Another thing is if you have test anxiety, I would say don't tell anyone that you're testing, because it will lessen the anxiety and kind of the blow if you don't pass your NCLEX. So yeah, I don't have that. Okay, so I was gonna show you, what it looked like after I got my results. Maybe I will link it in this video, maybe I won't, I don't know, we'll see. So when I got my passing result, it was pretty unbelievable, like, because I had failed before. I thought, you know, somebody would call and be like, just kidding, huh? No. But no, like, I actually really passed. I saw my nursing license pop up on the Board of Nursing, and that was super, super, super refreshing and exciting to know that is in my past. Struggling to pass NCLEX is in my past, and I can now, you know, go ahead on into the future and, you know, do what I feel like I was placed here on earth to do. Yeah, so I definitely am, you know, just really happy, and I feel really fulfilled in this moment in my life. And yeah, I just feel like I had to make this video. I told God that, you know, if we made it through, that I would make this video. Pray. Ask God to send you the study materials and partners that you need. And, you know, and if you guys have, you know, any more questions about NCLEX and my experience taking it, please feel free to ask me. This change that the NCSBN has made will last from March 25th to July 4th. So if you are like me and you know, didn't finish your NCLEX, I would say this is a good time to take it, whether or not you feel like you are ready, because I didn't feel like I was ready, and I ended up having to take it the very next day. I found out that my exam was canceled, and I still passed. So I would definitely recommend that just take it and get it over with, and, you know, see if you pass. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Like I said before, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.